Welcome to the Battle of Hydrations. Today we're going to prepare two pizzas with two different hydrations. Hydration means the percentage of water within the dough compared to the flour. Normally I use a 70-71% hydration, which provides, very nice thin crust, a very delicate dough. Today we're going to prepare that one, the 71% in this case, and we're also going to prepare a 60%, which is more what the pizzerias, the pizza restaurants use. We have here the 60% hydration, and we're going to roll it out. I can feel already that this is a much more, I wouldn't want to call it stiff, but definitely a more robust dough as opposed to my usual one. And as usual, I'm gonna stretch it this way first. Gently. There you go. It's much easier to do this one with a 60% hydration, since the structure, the gluten structure, the structure of the dough is much stiffer. And the whole point of spinning the dough is not really to, for showcase. It's actually to use the centrifugal force of the spin to stretch the dough even further. So here we go. There's a nice stretch, as you can see. You can probably see me through it almost. There you go. Now I'm gonna get my pizza peel. I tagged it with 60% so we know which one is which. What I do is I sprinkle a little bit of semolina flour on the bottom of my pizza peel and stretch it a little bit more. There you go. The semolina flour, or you can use cornmeal, will allow the dough not to stick to the pizza peel so that we can jiggle it like this. And now we're gonna go with the tomato sauce. In this case, I'm using a pure passata di pomodoro, which is just a strained pure tomato sauce. Voila. And we're gonna add a little bit of two artichokes in this case, some black olives, a little bit of mushrooms. In this case, I have some regular button mushrooms mixed in with porcini mushrooms, which give that nice earthy taste to the pizza. I'm gonna go then with mozzarella cheese, some provolone cheese, a couple of pieces of brie that I had lying around, and to top it off, I'm gonna do a little bit of ricotta cheese. Now this one is from a local dairy company close to us. They make this perfect, magnificent, artisanal ricotta cheese, and I like to put it on top. It's not gonna melt. And a little bit of pineapples. I know, controversial topping, but in this case we're gonna go with it. So this one I'm gonna set it aside, and now I'm gonna grab the 71% hydration. Voila. Distribute a little bit the flour. Oh, you can feel the difference right away. This dough is much more tender than the previous one. And we'll see what the result will be in the oven. You can see this, you definitely can't spin very easily. It stretches much easier because of the higher hydration. So this one we're just going to stretch it like this. There you go. And my other pizza peel, some semolina. Here you might want to put a little bit more because this dough is actually wetter. The last thing you want is to have the dough stick to the peel and it's gonna be a humongous mess. It actually happened to me not so long ago when I used a metal peel instead of a wooden peel, and you can imagine that, you know, sticking to that one was a mess. Here's some passata. Thin layer, you know, we don't want to make a thick layer of toppings. We got the remaining mushrooms. Some black olives. Remaining 2 artichokes. Gonna go with mozzarella, provolone, the brie, and the ricotta. Let's put some more on this one as well. I'm not gonna go with the pineapples on this one. We're just gonna go more traditional. And now we go to the oven. And now it's time to actually bake the pizzas. Here we have my new toy, the Ooni Max 2 oven. I love this oven. It's a great pizza oven, and it accommodates 2 pizzas. So we can actually cook this in the same exact environment to see what the difference is. Here we have the 70% that goes in right now. Voila. And here is the 60% hydration. Voila. And now, well, let's see. So we're cooking at about 747 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature actually went up to about 850, and then I cut down the flames a little bit because I don't want the top of the pizzas to char too quickly. As you can see, the pizzas, especially the 70% hydration, are bubbling nicely. I'm going to push the 60% back a little bit. At these temperatures, the cooking will not take that long. It can go as fast as 90 seconds to 2 minutes or 3 or 4 minutes. Now I'm going to turn a little bit the 60% and the 70% so that they cook evenly. As you can see, the 60% is charring quite nicely. Sometimes you have to play around with the flames. If you see that they are charring too much, you may need to lower the flames a little bit. Here the 60% is cooking to perfection. And we're almost done. Here we have the 60% hydration. And here we have the 70% hydration. I'm gonna turn this around and cook it a few more seconds. Cooking one side a little bit longer. And then we're going to plate. Voila! This 60% is what I consider done. I'm going to let the 70% go a few seconds longer. And I believe that's perfect. And now the taste test. Here we have the 71% hydration, here we have the 60% hydration. Let's take a look and see what they look like and what they taste like. There you go, one. And two. Here we have the true slices. See? Well, this one holds up pretty much as normal. And this one is slightly thinner, so it holds up a little bit less. But let's give it a taste. Typical chewiness, as I'm used to, because this is my go-to recipe. Let's take a look at this. Definitely more structure in the 60%. What I would say I would find more in a pizza restaurant. This is the texture and the structure that you would find mostly at a pizza restaurant. Let's see the crust. Yeah, definitely more structure. Here you have more crispiness. Both are excellent pizzas. At this point I would say I still prefer this one. It's got a little bit more crispiness to it and it still bubbles up quite nicely. But this is a good alternative. And it's really up to your taste. I would say try both, take a look at my recipe at valeriusway.com and see which one you prefer. And till next time, buon appetito!